Welcome to episode 11. And
Yeah,
I am Anna, and I am here with
Mubarak and Sekarije.
hello and welcome again to episode 11. And today we're going to talk about the curiosity post formula. So,
Hmm.
um, there's this, I mean, we talked about last episode about the timelessness of organic reach principles, right? And
Hmm.
ICE, the acronym that you created so generously for us. And this one strategy, the curiosity post, it's called a curiosity post because it works all the time. Like we humans, and apparently cats too, are very intrigued, right?
Yeah,
We can pique our interest by something like curiosity, and it's actually curiosity is like a really cool way to be because like you're not afraid. You're like in this like kind of expecting something to know something for something to be revealed, right? So this is the secret weapon that we've been teaching in organic reach. So you're gonna get a sneak peek of this secret weapon and the actual components of each and every one of them. Even though you're not actually in organic reach, these secrets, then you're gonna get to know like what is the secret weapon. And so we're kind of satisfying your curiosity now, but keep going and we'll reveal to you. We'll break it down. Do you have any comments before we start
no, I
about
have
this?
no comments at this moment yet.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll break down the curiosity post formula for you, and by the end of this episode, you're gonna find out exactly why it works all the time. So this is our secret weapon. All right. So today, what we're gonna talk about is again the curiosity post formula, and then we're gonna show you examples of winning posts. And so when I say show, we of course have slides. And so if you are watching this or actually listening to this on your favorite podcast app, make sure to head over later on if you're not in a place where you can actually, look at stuff. Like if you're driving, right? Head over to YouTube or download the slides later on when you're at a place where you can so that you can have visuals along with it. So the curiosity post formula, right? So this is and we're gonna enumerate the what compose the curiosity post and then we're gonna go through each one of them. So number one is eye-catching pictures or video, and again we'll give you examples. And then two is specific headlines that call out your avatar. And if you're not familiar with Avatar, it's not Avatar the movie, which there's a new one coming out, which I'm very excited about, by the way. But Avatar in this case is your ideal client, that perfect client that you wish will always find you, right? And then number three is tell a story that resonates. And then four is focused on a few key benefits of whatever it is that you're talking about. And then five is always have a call to action. So number one, eye-catching picture or video. Let's talk about the components of this one. So if human faces are in the picture, so for example, your face, right? That's much better. It tends to get more attention and engagement. So you're probably gonna notice that with anything that you post, like let's say if it's a picture of you or a picture of your kids or something like that, that will get more likes versus let's say just a picture with just words on it, right? So because we're human beings, so we're attracted to other human beings, right? Because um, that's just our nature, right? And then the second of that is a nice, interesting background. So, for example, an ocean view, right? Or a skeleton, like if you're a chiropractor, right? You can have a skeleton in the background. So, you like when people are scrolling through their newsfeeds, like, why is there a skeleton over there, right? Or a colorful background that would these kind of backgrounds would most likely stop the scroll. And I'll give you examples again of these pictures so you can see and have an idea. And the picture needs to look like a regular post by you, not look like an ad. So, for example, if I were to create a graphic or promote this podcast, Organic Reach X, to my Facebook news feed, I wouldn't put the podcast, how do you call this, thumbnail or creative on that post, with that post, because then people would just say, oh, she's promoting a podcast that I don't really care about. Maybe they don't care about it, I don't know. But if I'm promoting it, maybe I will post something like a picture of me listening to something on my phone, looking at my phone, something like that, with like a castle in the background or something, right? Where it's not promoting uh, just the Organic Reach X podcast. So that's an example. But let me give you some extra examples on the slide. So this is a picture of me that I took, had a friend of mine take at a hotel, right? I love this couch. I wish I can buy this couch right now, but it's beautiful. And then you have like just this nice kind of layout in the back with the bookshelf and the books and all that stuff. So it was just very pretty. So I was like, take a picture of me here. I can use it for something, right? And so you'll see how I used it. So right here, right? So I used it in a Double Your Social Media Productivity 3-day challenge, right? So I kind of copied some of the colors and stuff like that to make it so that it's still my face that's you see the most. There's that interesting background, and then yes, it's saying the whatever it is, the challenge is, the challenge title. And I decided to put this text on the image this time around because I actually wanted my avatar to see what the challenge is all about, right? And so that's why I decided to put that text there. This is another picture of me in Hawaii, writing on my journal, right? Again, it's something I'm gonna take a use for a social media post. So I took a picture of that moment. Well, I had somebody take a picture of that moment, my husband, because the background is so beautiful, right? And it's interesting. It's like, ooh, where is she? It sounds like fun and relaxing. I want to go there, right? So it's gonna stop the scroll. And then another one is this picture of me with a lot of boxes, big boxes behind me. It was like some kind of delivery day of some sort where I just got all these boxes. It's like, oh, this would be a cool post about something. I don't know yet, but hey, let's do it. So I think I put it in an Amazon post or something like that. But anyway, that was there. So I used it in a post. So that's the pictures, right? Number two is specific headlines that call out your avatar. So here are some examples. Well, actually, we'll talk about what it is first. So this is a great place to call your avatar, again, your ideal client, through a mind-blowing statistic, a statement, or a question that they're gonna want to answer. Again, it's curiosity, right? If you ask somebody a question, they're gonna want to answer it, right? At least that's me. I like to answer questions. So your headline needs to make them want to read the rest of your post, right? You got their attention, and then you want them to keep reading, right? So headline example. Example number one. So this was, I think I used this in a post where I was promoting a program for local business owners to maybe find a second a side hustle, right? So example number one is 30 million jobless Americans have, see, I can't see, have recently received their final unemployment benefit. This was around the time when, during the lockdown, right, where the government was giving out unemployment benefits, but it was towards the end. So the situation is not any better in other countries. That's scary. So that's the first example headline. Example number two is social media and productivity do not usually go hand in hand for entrepreneurs. This was the 3-day challenge that you saw in the headline. So if you are an entrepreneur, right, and you have the habit of going into your social media, which we actually talked about yesterday, right, back on our one of our calls with our clients, um,
Yes.
and you have a problem, yeah, because it's affecting your productivity. Like you went to social media thinking you're gonna go there for one thing, and 1.5 hours later, you're still there, right? So this is a problem that a lot of entrepreneurs face, right? And so that's why I use this headline. Social media and productivity do not usually go hand in hand for entrepreneurs. And let me see, turn some lights on here later on. So this is another headline. I was promoting an Amazon program, right? Where will Amazon be in a year? Jeff Bezos is stepping down. There's been talk about antitrust lawsuits, and some pundits say that Amazon's luck may run out when the pandemic ends. So this is for this caught the attention of a lot of people who were already thinking of starting an Amazon business, but maybe they haven't found the right program yet. But it's in their interest, right? They want like that side hustle. So that's why I chose that headline. So component number 3 is tell a story that resonates. So here's where it can help. So what can help with this, right? Ask yourself, what are some things that you've overcome or had a breakthrough within your entrepreneurial journey? You only need to be a few steps ahead of your clients in most instances, right? So tell that story. How about your breakthroughs, right? Because your breakthroughs have a ton of value to somebody who is stuck and looking for a solution if they're facing that same problem or challenge, right? That's why people are willing to pay you their hard and earned money for it because they've been looking for that solution. So imagine if you if you didn't start talking about your story, and somebody is going through that same challenge that they wouldn't know, right? So tell a story that resonates with your ideal client. So this is one that I posted actually that actually started a lot of the things that we do here in Organic Reach Mubarak. This was the first post I made when we started that affiliate community that we were a part of, because prior to this post, so this is April 18th, 2020, this post, prior to this post, I was a gym owner, right? And so everything, all my friends and followers know me as a fitness coach. And so I don't normally post about business. But obviously I know business. I've been in business by that time for over like 11 years, right? So this is how I started it. I don't really post much about business, although it is a huge part of my life. Being an entrepreneur for the last 11 years of my life has been rewarding, but it also has had its ups and downs, just like anything in life. But the person I am today will not be here if I didn't decide to quit my job and start a business back then. So just that first sentence resonates with people, right? Because at some point, entrepreneurs have decided that they, um, how do you call this? That they wanted to maybe do something else other than their job, right? And so I go into the second paragraph. Right now, as the economy goes through some huge shifts, my husband and I are focusing on enhancing our existing business skills and learning new ones. If there's one thing I can share with you about a big business lesson is this, again, adding value, right? You have to be a good communicator. In business and marketing, this is called copywriting. What you are reading right now is copy. Even if you don't plan to build any business, online or otherwise, I believe we are writing copy all the time on our news feeds, emails, resumes, etc. So yes, it is an important skill that everyone can use. So guess what? I like hit a lot of resonated with a lot of people here, right? I hit a lot of entrepreneurs, even employees, current employees, right? Because I put recipes in there. If you're writing copy if you're writing something on your newsfeed and you're wondering why no one's responding, like, oh, I need to know copy, right? And this was promoting a free ebook that talks about copy, or was it a course, Mubarak?
Was a course.
It was a course, a free course that like obviously have a ton of value because it is from our mentor, me and Mubarak's mentor, who happens to be brilliant at copy, and it's free, right? So I started from zero business leads, business relevant leads, to like, I think I had 20 or 30 just from this post, right?
Yeah.
And on that promotion that we did in that affiliate community, I sold my first affiliate product. Like, yay! Like, right. It's like, and it was a high ticket product too. It wasn't like a tiny $300 product, right?
Yes.
So this is how you weave your story into your post so that it resonates. So that's one example. Number four is focus on a few key benefits. So, what kind of results can your clients expect when they join your program or buy your products? So, you want to be very descriptive here. And again, we'll give you some examples. So, for instance, instead of saying lose weight, right, you can say fit into your skinny jeans without never having to worry about that muffin top ever again, right? So, it's much more impactful than just saying, hey, lose weight, right? Because somebody who has a muffin top and can't fit into their skinny jeans is probably going to resonate much more on that benefit, right? So this is an example from one of the posts that I did. This is just so weird. Sorry, I forgot to turn the lights on in this room when I moved. So anyway, what's a third party seller? Right? You, me, anyone who wants to. In fact, this is actually was not my copy. This is a copy from one of our mentors. But it's really good, so I use it on the post, right? So most of them are 1 or 2 person shows. This is describing the third party seller. The problem, of course, is that the pandemic has completely upset almost every business model you can think of on Amazon. People saw their profits dwindle and then evaporate as the pandemic raged on, unless they were following a certain approach. If you follow this approach, your profits surge, right? So that's really good. Like for somebody who maybe has had a business that got maybe affected by the pandemic, right? Again, if they're thinking of doing an Amazon business or starting one, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, this approach, their profit surge, right? That's the benefit, right? That's the one benefit that they want when they're doing an Amazon a business, right? I'm not going to go through all of the things here on the slide, but I'll talk about a couple, and then so you can just have an idea, and then you can read the rest when you download the slides or watch the YouTube video. So during the challenge, the social media productivity challenge that we talked about earlier, this was the copy for the benefits of it. So the first was how to reduce your most time-consuming task to a quarter of the time so it only takes 25% as long to complete.
Mm.
Second benefit is a simple, singular question to ask yourself about any task in order to perform it twice as fast with twice the quality. You'll be faster and better. That's so good, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, wouldn't you want to be faster and better, but still have better quality, right? That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So that's what shows you the power of that. It's like, oh, I want that. I want that benefit. That's what you want your prospect or ideal client to say when they read your post. And then last but not least is number 5, always have a call to action. Always, 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 right? So whether you just want them to drop an emoji, right? Or answer a question, or maybe direct them to your offer, register for your webinar, or download something, whatever it is, you got to have a call to action, right? Because people need to be guided what you want them to do next, right? And so it could be something as easy as drop me below, like if you want this, right? Or did this help you, right? Did you get value from this? Just ask a question. Or how can you apply this to your life, right? What's for dinner, right? For example, when posting a healthy option for example. So it can be easy and it can be like um, unassuming, like no pressure, right? And yeah, so always have a call to action. That's the goal for curiosity post, because again, people want to be guided as to what you want them to do next. So that's the last one, I think. So those are the top 5. What are comments, questions, Mubarak, insights? I know you have some.
Uh, Again, as we talked about in last podcast, right? You can see how when you already have the principles foundation in place, there is no other way but make people curious, right? Because now you have a piece of information. So one other correction I want to remind her is that, yes, she mentioned in a podcast, in one of the training, because I don't want people reaching out to you and asking you that free copywriting program. It's no longer free. It was
Oh,
free
it's
at that
not.
time. Yes, it was free at that time.
Sorry.
Yes. So you're sharing information, but people may come back and says, "Hey, Anna, I'm interested in that course again." And unfortunately, it was only at a special price at that time. Once in a while, it does come back. Of course, it doesn't stop you to reach out and ask how to have access to it. But again, within just this podcast itself, I can promise you, you're curious about what she's talking already, even though
Yeah.
it's something that happened 2 years ago, right? So curiosity post itself, it can be evergreen,
Yeah,
depending
it's true.
also on how you position it, right? The reason why you saw the things she's sharing, there wasn't any specific time on that. So she can go back, which she does in her archive, and bring back that same curiosity post and reuse it again. So her effort is like going to another level, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, so that's things that I wanted to point out for people like, hey, go implement this. But I highly recommend, if you haven't watched the previous podcast, go watch it, understand the principles, and then see how this
Yeah.
strategy is a must. And this strategy works for email, you know, it's not only for social media. You can do a curiosity post as a form of email, which we have done so many times, right?
Yes.
You know, so yeah, I wanted to add that, and that's all that I'm contributing. You did a very good job into going into deep, because I know it's your favorite strategy. It's on the top.
Definitely. I just used it yesterday. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And if people really implement it how we teach it in Organic Rich Lead Secrets, I think
Mhm.
that it really is. It is a system, right? It's not just
Yes.
like a one and done
No.
thing. It's something that's going to work for you all the time because these are principles that are timeless. This has been Organic Reach.
We show you how to grow with the flow organically in your business.